Where did you find that?
Well, it started one day for a week in kindergarten, the week of February 28th to March 4th, 1966. I was homesick from school for a week with the chicken pox and too sick to even be up playing with toys. And it happened that my Uncle Billy down the street had given me a calendar for that year. So I sat with the calendar and put in each block of a date. I pictured what would be on primetime TV that night, and I played the song on my head for each show. Back then it was Batman, Flipper, Disney, back in 66. And by the end of the week, I realized that I know what day of the week every day for the rest of that year was going to fall on. Like I know the Thanksgiving would be the 24th of November, Christmas would be on a Sunday. And from that week forward, 60 years ago, every day as I go through my life, I make mental notes about what date it is. And so it's resulted in the just the ability to recall every date and what day of the week it was, if there was big news that day, and all kinds, and then other events, the weather where I was.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am very intrigued and fascinated by our guest today. I haven't used those words before in over 950 shows, but we did a little testing before, and he's a great guy. You're going to love him, but you're going to learn some incredible things about how he really can help you in a very unique way. But before we jump into our guest, here's the gratitude for today. Let's start off with a great positive note. You have the power to turn any situation around. And these are random cards. This fits my guest perfectly because he can help turn your life around in any different way that you're working at it. So, with that being said, let's bring our guest on. Frank, welcome to the show.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here.
Well, you got a unique skill we talked about, and I've read about over the last couple of days. You have memories that go back your whole life. You're 65. Where did you find that?
Well, it started one day for a week in kindergarten, the week of February 28th to March 4th, 1966. I was homesick from school for a week with the chicken pox and too sick to even be up playing with toys. And it happened that my Uncle Billy down the street had given me a calendar for that year. So I sat with the calendar and put in each block of a date. I pictured what would be on primetime TV that night, and I played the song on my head for each show. Back then it was Batman, Flipper, Disney, back in 66. And by the end of the week, I realized that I know what day of the week every day for the rest of that year was going to fall on. Like I know the Thanksgiving would be the 24th of November, Christmas would be on a Sunday. And from that week forward, 60 years ago, every day as I go through my life, I make mental notes about what date it is. And so it's resulted in the just the ability to recall every date and what day of the week it was, if there was big news that day, and all kinds, and then other events, the weather where I was.
Yeah, yeah. You're the human AI for calendars.
Yeah.
In a sense, you're live talking to me and you can do, and I just thought about that. That's actually a good tagline for you. We'll talk later. But in audience, I tested this out. So I have a very special day, my birthday. It was in 61, June 23rd, 1961. And I asked them what day that fell on. And you said? It
was a Friday.
It's a Friday. And audience, that's correct. I asked him 5 minutes into our conversation. He could have done research and all that. He didn't. I'm telling you, he knew that date 65 years. Well, yeah, I'm turning 65. 65 years ago, he remembered the day, the week. That's an incredible memory. Talk about somatic expertise that you offer?
Well, part of the way we hold, I am a licensed professional counselor, and I've written over 20 books on Amazon. And one of the better selling ones is Somatic Therapy for Beginners, which includes both a book and then a workbook. They both came out last year. And one of the ways we hold memories, along with the emotions of the memories, are in different parts of our body. And it might not always seem to have rhyme or reason. Why would we hold a memory of a bad experience with water? Why would we hold it in our stomach? Or, of course, if we were ever captured or held hostage or attacked, we would probably hold that into a body part that was held hostage at that time. Somebody grabbed you and you couldn't move it. And so there's a lot of our memories, like we always think of anything to do with thinking as held in the brain, but a lot of it's held in the heart, and each different body part has emotion receptors. So it's really a lot of, in fact, sometimes when someone's trying to relearn a new skill, they use the phrase muscle memory.
Yeah.
And so it's easier to learn the second time if you've already done it a few times.
Yeah. When I played sports, I think this fits in. My coach would say, if you don't have butterflies in my stomach, not nervous in a good way about going out there and playing, especially football,
Yeah.
that's somatic a little bit too, or is it, am I nailing it?
Yes, that is somatic, anything with the body. And sometimes these memories can come out, like, say, if someone gets a massage and the massage practitioner touches a part that hasn't been touched in a long time, then the client will suddenly get a strong feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
right there. So we hold it all over, and it's good to, like, if you have a part that was restricted from movement, moving it around, dancing, anything can help you get a feeling of freedom from the restriction that you had before.
What's human resilience? I've heard of resilience, being resilient, but there's human resilience. Is there a difference?
Well, I've heard the terms used interchangeably. I think,
Uh-huh.
well, uh, I've never really perceived a difference, but I think it probably means that maybe there's other living beings. Animals can be resilient too, but
Okay.
I think we have more capacity for that because humans have the ability to assign meaning to things. Like, if you I mean, any lower animals would probably get tired if they had to run for a long period of time, but human long distance runners see that as pleasurable because they'll get the runner's high afterwards. And if they've won some races, then they've made a positive association to that.
Very, very smart. I love that. It's a great image too, because we do hear that. I think the Boston Marathon just happened, and they went under 2 hours, I think, for the first time ever. So the thing that I love about you, even more than all this, is burnout, because it's massive in the world these days. Everything's being hit between political and social media and everything. You're coming out with a book. Talk about how you really help people handle burnout.
Well, I think it's important to take time for yourself. And my book, Burnout Proof, it's on pre-order now, and it'll be out May 5th. So if you're listening to this after May 5th, you can just order it right on Kindle. And I'm working on a paperback with it that'll come out pretty soon. And so it includes, like, doing breathing exercises, relaxation, as well as changing your thoughts about something. For instance, in all the years and years that I've been a therapist, you know, I mean, I try not to focus on such things as, if I have to write another note from a session, and more like the joys of helping people, talking to them and helping them. So I've been able to stay in this field, and also the idea, let it go, let all the thoughts go when I'm out the door. In other words, never bring the job home. Well, the only time I bring it home is in the past 6 years since telehealth has been big. If I'm
Yeah.
home anyway, but
Yeah.
once the session's over, the note's written, just let it go, and that's helped me to last. Because all told, I've been working in the counseling and therapy field since 1988, so almost 38 years,
A
and I've
long time.
been able to avoid burnout in that way, to never take it home, just be there and 100% when I'm there, but then let it go and go about with life when I'm not there. So, and it's important, and that's important, as well as, taking time to nurture yourself can take you a long way.
Yeah, like nurture and lessons learned are the best teachers in the world. And that's what you just explained. If we take a man, you've taken action to understand them, you know, realize what's happened. Because I think people don't, they miss those lessons, and it's unfortunate. I think you help with that. I'm going to do something for you, Frank. I'm really impressed by you. So, audience, the first three people that reach out to me or Frank and mention the podcast, Doing Business Servant's Heart, my name doesn't matter. He knows his podcast. I'm going to send you his book for free.
Oh,
So, the first three people, number four, you just missed the boat, but that's okay. You still get the book, because it sounds like if you're in burnout or know somebody in burnout, you want to get it to them. So, people listening, what is one tip you give them if they're feeling burnout?
well, I would definitely say take a walk in nature, or
Hmm.
maybe do something that you do, as long as it's not harmful, like taking drugs. But do something that you would do just for the pure enjoyment of it, not something you have to make an excuse to do, like watch a favorite movie or video, and also think about your job in different ways, like thinking of let's see, something I can hold up to illustrate how you can change your thoughts. Okay, I have this brush here. You see
Uh-huh.
the bristles?
Yep.
Now you just see a stick, but if I turn it this way, it looks different.
Mm-hmm.
And if I show mostly the handle, that'll look different. And so the same way, if you're looking at your work or your kids or anything else that you're doing, your community activities, if you're looking at it like it's just too much, oh, I can't take anymore, try thinking about it in a different way. And then you'll, like, maybe think of all the good you're doing, and or think of, and that'll change your attitude towards it, and the burnout can decrease or stop.
Yeah. My perspective just changed. Every time I brush my hair now, I look at my brush. I'm going to look at it differently, which is great, because that's great. I'm looking at the back of the brush. You're telling me, look at the front of the brush with the bristles. It's different.
Yeah.
And see if it gives you a different. And I just watched something today, about 10 minutes for our show, about silence. People don't take silence. And I think that's part of it, isn't it?
Yes, that's part of it too. Like with all the noise around us all day long, for most of us, sitting in a quiet room and just reading, or even just meditating, that's helping your brain and your nervous system to rejuvenate. Just like I mean, if we all placed as high emphasis on that as much as we do keeping our cell phones charged, uh, everybody's brain would be fresh and renewed more often.
Frank, you're amazing, because I never thought about that. But you charge your phone overnight, you might as well take your silence for an hour a day. That's your
Yeah,
charge.
right.
That's a recharge,
That's
right?
it. Yes.
Wow. Wow. That's I'm really speechless. You got me speechless. That's really good. I've got a lot to hear. This audience, I'm going to say it again. I'm not a big promoter, but get the book. If you're going to get half of this, your life's going to change. But I got a curious question I'm very interested in, maybe the audience, is how did it feel to have, it was Cal Berkeley that studied you about memory? How was that experience?
Well, it was really an amazing experience. First, I was in a room with, and I am allowed to share this. I was in a room where there were about 7 or 8 people around a table, and one of them was actually a reporter from the Atlantic Monthly, who they're And there were, and then I saw this Dr. McGaw, who I had seen when the study had been on 60 Minutes. So I recognized him right off the bat. And so they fired well, first they had me write some stuff on the whiteboard. And then they asked me questions about dates. And some of them were sitting with their laptops and computer generated a date so that they could check it right away. And after about 10 of those, McGaw said, and by the way, he's right about all of these dates. And they also quizzed me from journals I had sent them, what date did you do this, or what date did this happen? And I got them all right. And then they, after all that questioning, they asked me, what did I write on the whiteboard? And although I didn't remember every single thing, I remembered things that I could attach to a date. For instance, one of them was a number sequence that included 1964. So I just thought, I thought of the Beatles because that's the year they got big, and I thought of a few people I know who were born in that year. So that's so it was all tied. And then later on, after a breakout on the quad where I got to talk to some very sharp and attractive graduate student ladies, then they brought me back into another room and gave me some more more traditional rote memory tests. And I was aware at that point how specialized my memory is. I mean, I think I probably performed average on those other memory tests. So, but I realized it's very specific to autobiographical and dates.
They didn't do any brain scans or things like that. Did they get into
Oh
your
yes, they
brain?
did do.
Oh, they did do that.
Yeah, they
Wow.
did do a CAT scan afterwards.
What'd they find?
Well, they found that I was the 12th one there. I think Marilu Henner was 5th or 6th, and I was the 12th person they had brought in. Now they've done over 100, including some kids. But what they found was parts of our frontal lobes, where you do your main thinking, are almost twice the size of the average person's.
So they can, wow. So they can grab people, scan them, and go, okay, you have this, I'll call it an ability. I don't know what the word is, memory ability. Then they'll right away.
Yeah, they'd know right away. Well, they'd know right away from that. Of course, they did the other tests first. And
Yeah.
before I went over there, they had given me 4 phone tests where they'd either throw out a date or they'd throw out an event. And
Yeah.
like they might say, like, what happened on March 24th, 1989? Well, that was a Friday, Good Friday in the Christian calendar. It was really raining where I was, and it was the day of the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Or they might say, when did the Queen Mother die in England? Yes, Saturday, March 30th, 2002, also an Easter time event. It was the day before Easter. So in a lot of, so they did in those ways. And after 4 tests, they decided I was good enough to come over. And, but interesting, I'm, don't mean to brag or anything, but maybe
Not
I
at
do.
all.
Maybe I do. That they gave many subsequent tests, either over the phone or on Zoom, and they found that my recall and my response time for a lot of the questions was faster than about everyone they studied.
Well, I was just going to say, when I asked you the question before the show, your response was within milliseconds, not even, I think, a second. It's Friday, it was this. And I remember I'm like, that's the amazing part. I mean, even if it took us 2 to 3 minutes, it's still amazing, but you're next level. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, because now, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm just going to say successful people struggle. I've talked to many of them. Lottery winners are the perfect example. $15 million and they're broken 3 to 5 years, whatever that number is, doesn't matter. What internally is happening, with them? Because some of these people listening to the show are going to become successful. It will happen to people.
Yes.
How can they avoid the struggle?
Well, I think it's important to Now, I know a lot of, in the past 20 years, there's been a lot of self-help material on this and becoming the person with the attitude who already has what you want. And I think if you adjust your self-esteem and self-image as someone who's already successful, then you'll have an easier time adjusting to when success hits you.
And that ties back to memories, because I think you were talking to me before the show about memories and how they can make a difference. And sometimes they're afraid to pull them up, but they're the way to heal. That's a way to help this problem.
Yeah, so that's a way, like as far as if you have a bad memory, and so three of the books I've written are a self-help trilogy, Heal Your Memories. And what I did in them is I interviewed 12 to 15 people from each one who had overcome some horrific thing but are now happy and thriving, like it was school or workplace bullying, rape on the streets, a career sidelining injury, and just all kinds of horrible things that have happened to people and how they overcame it. And I included some exercises in the book for the reader to do. Like, I mean, one of them is an adaptation from neurolinguistic programming, where you get into a meditative state. Well, first you pick an unpleasant memory that you still have feelings about, and then a good memory that you still have feelings about, and you go back and forth, remembering the bad, then the good for a longer period of time, maybe a couple minutes longer than the bad, then go back to the bad and good and keep going back and forth. And you'll find at the end of that that the feelings you have about the bad memory have subsided.
They're really in the past. They don't come up anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, they still might, I mean, they wouldn't come up as much, but if they still
Yeah.
come up, you'd be like, ah, so what? You know,
Yeah.
without any strong feeling behind it.
Yeah. No, that's powerful. That's a game changer. In the world these days, as I mentioned earlier, all this is coming up. It just we're the noise. I'll use that word is so crazy. That's what brings this stuff up. Before we end the show, what is one piece of advice you want people for the reason for people to read this new book coming out?
Well, I would like for, I mean, really anyone, no matter what your life is like, if you're feeling any burnout or worried about becoming burned out, yeah, just read it with an open mind. I mean, all my books have tried, like I can often get into real intellectual terminology. However, in my books, I really made an effort to make them all very down to earth, where so that everyone could understand them who reads them, because I would want anyone to benefit from it, not just intelligent intellectual people, but anyone to
Yeah.
be. So I'd like for and keep an open mind, and also keep in mind that after you read it, there'll be videos coming out, and maybe more books on preventing burnout. And
Yeah.
so,
Well, we'll get his YouTube channel. We'll get to him. He'll tell us in a minute here. Um, and then you can go there and get the videos as well as get the book. And I'll remind you
yeah, the
again,
videos
audience.
aren't made yet, but probably better to get the books on my Amazon page.
There you go. So jump on that and then stay with the page. You know, you'll go out later and he'll get the videos out.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can watch them on YouTube. And again, we'll put it in the YouTube or in the show notes. And if it's not available, you just go back to it and you'll see those videos. So
Okay,
let's end
good.
with a fun question. I like to ask my guests some personal questions, and not too personal, but for you, this is gonna be easy. We're gonna go to your favorite restaurant where you live in New York.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reserve a table. I want you to invite three people, whether dead or alive, who've been influential in your life. And for me, I love food. So what food would you order for the table?
Oh, gee, I would order. Well, even though I might look it, and but I don't have any Italian in my heritage, but I would probably order spaghetti and meatballs for everybody, but all I no or meatloaf. Yeah, meatloaf with mashed potatoes. And
Beautiful.
yeah, do you want me to name the influential
Name the
people
three.
too?
Yeah, name those three people. I'm curious.
Okay, I would name my seventh grade English teacher. She really got me, gave me sort of a kick in the butt I needed to start studying harder in school. Okay, and I'd say, and I would, I'd also look at, boy, there's so many people that have influenced me. I would probably invite Barry Kaufman of the Option Institute, because he and his staff really got me understanding that even with all these memories popping up in my head, I can still be a happy person.
Yeah, beautiful.
And yes, that was it. And well, in both positive and negative ways, my dad influenced me a lot.
Yeah, no, those are great. I appreciate you. There's always many more. We can't spend an hour picking those people, but you
Yeah.
do a universal shout out to everybody doing this. So I
Yes.
appreciate that. Real quick, name of the book, where they can get it, and how they can connect with you.
Okay, the book is Burnout Proof, and they can, at this time, you can get it on Amazon. And I'm hoping in the near future to make it available from more places like Book Nook. But right now it's Amazon. And one way to get a hold, and one way to see my books and that I've done so far, is my website is Healy's Healing. Somebody pointed out to me at a seminar back in 2012 that I have the perfect last name for a healer. So
It's true.
yeah.
HealySealing.com. We'll put
Yes,
that in the
that's
show
right.
notes. And Frank, thanks
Yeah, and
again.
even
Go
sure.
ahead.
I'm
No,
open, I mean,
even
I'm open to if somebody wants to send me a private email. It's
okay.
HEALYS, HEAL. You repeat the HEAL. So Healy's Heal one, the number one at MSN.com.
Beautiful. And we'll have that in the show notes too, so you have access.
Okay, good.
I'll reach out to me and I'll get you connected with him. And Frank, thanks for taking the time.
Sure.
Wonderful show. You're an incredible man. Please, audience, reach out and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because when you get this sent to you, you can share it with somebody you're talking to that's burned out. I know a couple of people I'm going to share the show with. I do it all the time. He could change lives. He can impact people. And that's what he wants to do. You can feel his servant's heart coming out in this whole show. So do that, or any other YouTube channel. Subscribe to Frank's when he's got it going, whatever, and share those links out and go, I just saw this. Let's, as a world, start healing ourselves. I'll use that same thing together, because we can't do it alone. So with that being said, Frank and I want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day.